Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the now second episode of the podcast. I'm Stephen.
And I'm Beth. And welcome, as Stephen already said, to episode 2.
Welcome.
If you've
Okay.
If you've joined us for episode 2, following on from episode 1, this is excellent news because it means maybe we're not just completely wasting our time here.
Yeah, babbling alone in the dark.
But even so, we were thinking that it's like a nice record to look back on, though. You know, when we're old, in our rocking chairs on the porch.
Yeah, almost like a time capsule.
Yeah, we can go back, listen to this, laugh at our dreams.
Yeah. So I suppose we will stick to what we were planning and we will do some weird hills to die on.
Yeah, I think this episode's going to be, a bit of a debatey one. I think we've got a couple of semi-controversial topics to talk about. So I suppose we're going to be calling this segment Weird Hills to Die On, as Stephen's already referred to, and as we've mentioned in episode 1. So I guess we'll just kick off into it, and you guys will get the gist. It's like a debate topic, I suppose.
Okay, well, we can do a quick one off the bat because we've got a little list, so we've got some ideas in front of us. And my big one that I'm just going to start with, because I know Beth's going to agree with me on this one: teabag, water, then milk.
Yeah. What order do you put the milk in a cup of tea? There's people who walk among us who put the milk in first. Now, what I don't understand is, do they get the cup, put the milk in, then the tea bag, then the water?
Well,
or
an unnamed friend of ours, yes, we'll say Batman, he used to, and he swore by it, said it's the best way to do it. Pour his milk in, put the water in, pour his milk in, put the tea bag in, and then pour the water in on top of it.
No.
And that was how he'd make his brew.
I don't agree with that
It's
at
just,
all.
it was wrong.
I remember reading somewhere that
there was a study.
the fat molecules in the milk, if you're using cow's milk anyway, because I prefer oat milk,
maybe
personally.
that's a study to do. What the alternative milks do. Maybe.
So I read that the fat molecules blocks the little holes in the tea bag, so it actually prevents the flavour of the tea escaping the tea bag, which defeats the object, surely. So for us, we're definitely
you can always see it in his brews. They you can get to a builder's brew, like a dark colour of brew.
Yeah.
His never reached that, even if he left it brewing for ages.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
that was a good one.
I think we are right.
Yeah, I was
personally,
we're not going to say right or wrong with all of them, but I'm throwing it out there. We're right with that.
That's just I won't. That is a hill.
Yeah.
We will die.
I'll
I
die on
suppose
that
is a
hill,
better way
happily,
to summarize that one. Okay. Well, up next, I suppose I want to throw in a semi-controversial one, but
okay.
Yorkshire puddings and Christmas dinner.
See, I don't think this is controversial. Maybe it's just the way I was raised or something, but Yorkshire puddings are just part... American viewers out there who don't know what a Yorkshire pudding is, does the baker amongst us want to kind of explain?
I think, to be honest, they know what Yorkshire puddings are, but for anybody, not just
good point.
that nationality.
No, that's a good point. Sorry, any Americans out there I felt a bit singled out. Please write a message to anyone and post it. Yeah, let them know how you're feeling.
But yeah, if anyone doesn't know what Yorkshire pudding is, it's like batter that's been cooked in oil, so it goes really crispy. It's traditionally done in a muffin tray, so it goes dipped in the middle. You put gravy on it. It's the bomb. You put but I mean, if you're eating it with a roast dinner anyway, you put a bit of everything in there.
Gravy.
It's just
gravy in there.
And my nan used to, my great nan used to put jam. If she had any left over from any she'd made for Sunday roast. Well, maybe that's a separate one.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a separate conversation altogether. A Yorkshire pudding, savoury or sweet.
But she'd put a bit of jam in, and that would be their pudding. Following on, back in the day when ration books were still a thing. But yeah, so Yorkshire puddings on Christmas dinner, I think they belong there. Because what is a Christmas dinner if not just a fancy roast dinner?
Yeah, 100% it is.
And I think if I'd have a Yorkshire pudding on a roast dinner, I'm going to have it on a Christmas
And I
dinner.
feel like even if you're in like a buffet setting for like a Christmas dinner, like even if you're in like a hotel setting and you're getting plated Christmas dinners, you kind of always expect a Yorkshire. And
I feel like a
you're
part
bit,
of you is a
yeah,
disappointed.
exactly. If you don't get one, you're a bit peed, aren't you?
I feel like, yeah, part of you is definitely disappointed when you don't see a Yorkshire pudding on your
Yeah,
plate.
like it's one of those things that you just expect to have with the meal. So I suppose that encompasses that one. Another hill we will die on, I guess.
Yeah, Yorkshire puddings belong on Christmas
We're
dinner.
agreeing so far on these. So this
Yeah,
is good.
this is going well. This is going
Very
well.
chill, very sloth. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Making the bed every day.
Okay,
Now-
well, I'm glad I said that we were getting along.
Yeah, for the first
yeah.
couple we did. For me, I don't personally. I'm lazy. You know, sloth is the name, sloth is the game. But I am lazy. The last thing I want to do is have to. I know it literally takes 30 seconds, but I don't have 30 seconds to spare in the morning to make a bed. And my point
you've
is
got
as well.
30 seconds to sit on your phone. I see you doing this. You sit, you scroll on your phone. You could make the bed.
I don't scroll on my phone in the morning. I turn my alarms off, and the first thing I need to do is definitely go for a wee. Like, you know,
Yeah,
That's
the
what
usual
I-
morning routine.
30 seconds to spare making the bed. No, run into the bathroom, going for a wee.
I don't see with me. You get up in the morning. You know, you do your shiz. You eventually get dressed, and in my opinion, that's the point when you make your bed before you like leave the room or anything. You make it look nice. You straighten it out. You straighten your pillows out and everything. I don't have OCD, but yeah, you get it looking nice. I don't know.
I just feel like, what is the point in making something that you're going to be getting back into? You know, like making the bed when you've washed the bed sheets is one thing.
That's
Or-
like saying why wipe your arsehole because you're gonna get shit on it again later anyway.
I suppose, yeah. Fair. That's like actually a pretty good analogy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's comfier when there's like a bit of mess.
I mean, I get that. I get comfort, like finding your own comfort in like.
You know, you make your own like
but-
little like cesspit that you've been
Yeah.
like rotting in, and you're like, yeah, this is my hidey hole from the world.
Nah, I need a clean bed. It's just something about that. I suppose there's a controversial one we've had. It's not
Yeah, I suppose we
controversial.
will be on two different hills
Yes. There we go.
on this one, not the same hill.
Obviously, if anybody has any own opinions on any of these and you actually give a shit about letting us know, you can do.
Feel free. We've left the comments on these videos. Make use of that. Do with that what you will.
Yeah, have fun.
Okay, I think we're going okay so far. You know, we've not fallen out. We're still talking. Mm-hmm. It's all good. It's all good. How was about avocados? Are they a scam?
Okay.
Are they a scam?
It's one of the. It's not so much they're a scam; they're inflated. So the idea of like the whole fancy schmancy avocado on toast with a bit of like chili oil, some chopped up bits in there, spooned together and spread on a bit of bloody sourdough toast, and people rave on and they'll pay bloody 15x currency for it, dollars, pounds, whatever you want to say. Regardless, but there's a side to avocados that rather people don't look at. Like when you're currently buying avocados, countries buy them because avocados take a really long time to grow, basically, and you need a lot of water.
Okay.
So they can only be grown at certain periods of time throughout the year in certain countries, yada yada yada. But because of that, you increase the demand for avocados by how much we buy them because there isn't a large quantity of them. So when all these different places are trying to supply
So I suppose you're having to buy them
avocados,
more frequently.
and that increases demand, supply and demand, you know how the law works, so they become more expensive in that sense. But also, there's a giant environmental impact on avocados as well.
See, I've heard this. I remember reading
Yeah.
somewhere. I couldn't recall where or what the article was called, but
I think it was in the David Attenborough movie. that he brought out his final film.
Maybe. Citation needed on that.
Citation needed on
But
that.
I remember reading that, like, a lot of people who eat avocados on a regular basis are quite, like, environmentally conscious, usually. But little do they know,
yes,
avocados are the devils in disguise.
Yes, because the avocado farming is getting out of hand for the need of it. Because, like I said, because of how long it takes to grow, you can't just keep pumping it out. So, how do you fix that problem? You make more avocado farms. So, yes, it takes a while, but you get a larger yield, so you can sell more. So that's also causing a big problem. I think it's overrated. I think it's a fucking D tier food. If you go look F tier food, I hate avocado.
I mean, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of the
reason.
flavour. Being vegetarian, you know, it's usually a go-to option when you go out to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I do appreciate why people would want to eat it because it, you know, it can be tasty paired with other things. It is a source of, you know, healthy fats.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I just think like it could be achieved cheaper and in, you know, with a better impact on the wider environment and sustainability as a whole. So I guess like I'm not fully on that hill with you, but I'm like starting the climb.
My ales, fuck them. We don't need them. Get rid of them. Screw it. I mean, avocado oil's okay because it's like, I think it's a neutral oil, so it's good for cooking, but otherwise, we don't need them on toast. Come on, guys. Get them. Have your beans, bit of butter, something like that.
Yeah.
Marmalade, jam.
Can't beat beans on toast, can you really?
We got any more? Come on. Let's see. On to a new one.
Let's have
Before
a
I
think.
offend every single vegetarian, vegan brother or sister you have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an only child, so, you know, no brothers or sisters there, but I appreciate you thinking. I mean, here's one I've been thinking about. Adults being allowed to trick or treat, because we were talking about how this year we can take our child trick or treating.
Yes.
And it got me thinking about like the cut-off age for trick or treating. Like, when does it become socially unacceptable to be going?
I see saying that's socially unacceptable. I don't know. I would say probably when you're in like the later stages of your adolescence, because when you're like a young, you know, adolescent, that's like what,
Like
most
15.
ages. A young adolescent's like 15. I'd say more like 13.
Okay.
Like young adolescent 13. You could see a 13-year-old still trick or treating, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much nowadays though. I don't know, but
I think exactly, because we're thinking back like 15, 20 years.
exactly.
I think it is different now. Unless you had younger siblings, I couldn't see like a 13-year-old.
And you're more like just chaperoning them and that like
I suppose
dynamic.
Because we were talking about how like would I be dressing up as well, and I was thinking like would I? Because when my mum used to take me, she'd stand at like the garden gate in just like her normal clothes with a coat on because it'd be cold as fuck, you know. It's whatever. So I don't know. I think adults should be allowed because it should be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I think I love Halloween.
I was gonna say it's a holiday, isn't it? That's the whole point.
And
of
you
holidays.
know that like I love the holidays in any capacity, but Halloween has like a special place.
Inside a sloth facts for you.
Yeah.
There. Beth bloody loves any holiday. You give her an excuse to do a holiday and celebrate something, she gonna do
within
it.
reason, I think. You know, like I don't, not any excuse, but within there are. I mean, Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah, those are your big
bit of
two.
Easter as well, I suppose. You know, yeah, I like that. But yeah, I think overall, adults, I think there should be allowances where we're allowed. I don't think it should just be a case that you're dressing up when you're going to a party.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should be allowed to knock on the doors.
Especially if, like, you know...
Get some treats.
Well, that's when it becomes, like... That's where the grey area is, like... How would you feel then if you had some random 42-year-old man knock on your door dressed up as Freddy Krueger with a box in his hand and he's like, trick or treat?
I'd be like, oh, like, oh, you scared me there, Freddie. I get my little bowl and I'd be like, take one. Or what I like to do, actually, is I like to take the item myself and put it into, like, the little bags. So, you know, people don't get grabby.
Yeah, good point.
So, yeah, that's what I would do. I'd be like, here you go, Freddie.
Or just steal your candy. Like people tend to do a lot. Candy.
Yeah.
Sweets.
I mean, we had an occasion a couple of years ago where we left a bowl. I think we were going out somewhere, weren't we?
We were heading
left
out.
a bowl on the doorstep with a sign
Called
saying,
taxi.
like, help yourself, happy Halloween. I mean, we didn't say take one or anything, so they took it at face value. But anyway, we were getting ready to go out, so we put it out on the doorstep with the sign, and then we were still getting ready to go out, like, you know, getting our coats on, getting our bags together and whatnot.
Like I said, we just called a taxi.
Yeah, and then we heard the gate go, so I got excited, ran to the door, looked out through the peephole, thinking, oh my God, you know, like somebody's here grabbing treats. It's all very exciting. And it was one kid with their mum stood at the gate, and they like put it in and they walked off, and I thought like nothing of it. And then when we went to leave, the bowl was empty and the gate hadn't gone again. The dog hadn't barked, so no one else had come. So that one kid emptied the entire bowl, this big bowl brimming with sweets and everything, emptied it straight into his bag. And the worst part is his mum stood there and watched the whole thing and didn't say anything. So,
but obviously it happens every year to
of
people.
Course.
We were on Reddit the same night, looking just conversations.
Yeah, so many
and
people.
so many people said the exact same thing happened to them. Caught it on their Ring doorbells or the security cameras, and it just happens. Kids and the parents, you know. Sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't have, you know, dared doing that when I was a kid.
I know. I feel like my mum would have been like, "No, don't be greedy. Like, put it back." But you know,
I don't know.
I guess it's one of those things, isn't it? I suppose it is a grey area then. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's a hill. I'm not sure.
That's definitely not a hill.
I'm sure I'm not committed to dying on, to be honest.
Like if there was like some Inquisitor type people taking over the world, and they were like, you have to, like, allow. Well, you have to make it so that adults aren't allowed to trick or treat. I wouldn't be that arsed, to be honest. I would kick off over that. It's not a hill I'm dying on. Sure, let kids only just trick or treat.
I think we'll have a look at one more.
Okay.
Because we've waffled on.
Okay.
But I think we should look at or discuss people who clap when the plane lands.
You can't see
Is
this
it
because
okay?
it's a podcast. I have just almost audibly, because I have glasses on, went to grab my brow and stroke it in frustration. Because I think I used to fly a lot growing up. I went to and fro between different countries, so I've flown a lot of planes in my life. I had never seen this phenomenon growing up on all these flights that I had taken. It was just normal. You get on your flight, you sit down, you watch your movies, you sit, you read your book, whatever it may be. You go to sleep, you wake up, you land, you get off your plane, everyone stands up, you know, you slowly do the little shuffle where you're waiting to get out of your aisle, get your bags, leave, and then you leave. There was none of this, ooh, we're clapping for the pilot. I mean, bloody hell, we don't clap for a bus driver, do we, when he gets us to our stop?
No, but we do thank him when you get off the bus, though.
Yeah, you thank him, but if the pilot was stood at the edge of the plane, I'd have thanked him as well as I was getting off.
I mean, I guess from my perspective, my mum's terrified of flying. So I get why people would be relieved enough when they land to think, like, they're going to clap. Yeah. But my mum doesn't condone and does not partake in the clapping when the plane lands. She breathes a sigh of relief and thinks, thank God I got here. I've never clapped.
This is odd.
So I guess I'm not willing to die on that hill. I don't think it's fine.
Pardon me.
I think it's strange.
Yeah. I do.
But I do understand why people do it. I wouldn't partake, to be honest with you.
But anyway, this has gone on for a wee bit longer than expected, so we're going to probably call it quits here and catch us in the next one, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that was like our segment, yeah, Weird Hill to Die On, like we touched on earlier in the episode. If you've got any strong, compelling opinions or hills that you would want to die on.
Or any questions.
Yeah. Or any ideas for stuff you want to see too, I guess, throw it out there.
If you wanted the return of the keyboard, and you have any specific things you want from it. Sorry, it was next to me, I just really wanted to include it.
Lovely. But yeah, we will catch you in the next one. We're not sure what the theme's going to be, so I guess you'll have to tune in to find out. So yeah, see you in episode 3.
Hasta luego.